Stand and deliver. Money all your life. Bullet or a knife. Easy song.
There you go. There you go. I mean, there's Baz singing
Stand and deliver.
Stand and Deliver.
For Davey. Taking a knife.
Taking a knife to a gun
To a
show.
gunfight. Stand and deliver. Your money or your life, son. I'm taking a knife. Are we actually live?
We are live.
And I'm singing Stand and
You
Deliver.
are. You are. I mean,
Fair play.
you're just exposing a small part of your soul.
I've got no problem with
I
that.
don't think.
Adamant.
I don't think.
Adamant's the man.
Well, he's a man.
Exactly, yeah. I mean,
An ant-man.
I don't know whether he's the man. No. I don't know whether he's the
Is anyone
man.
watching?
No,
Is anyone watching this?
I don't think so. I mean, Peyton's literally just messing around. Yeah, it's from Keith, I think. Keith just said hello. I'll tell you in a minute.
Keith Van Sant.
Yeah, no, it wasn't. Keith Seymour, I think. Yeah, there's like 5 comments.
Oh, is there?
I mean, it literally,
Good for them. Good for those people.
of the world unite.
People of the world, spice up your life. Every boy and every girl, spice up your life. People of the world, spice up your life. Step into the left if you're having a good time. Shake it to the right if you know that you feel fine. Sound.
Okay, there you go. I mean, I didn't expect that. Let's see some comments.
What's happening?
Hello, Gary's here.
Has anyone noticed, right, if you've watched the video with Dan Mice, which I'm sure you all have, if you listen very carefully, now and again, you can just hear, you can hear the siren in the background.
Have you put it on a bit?
No, because we're right by.
Oh,
You remember?
yeah.
So when we did the
Yeah,
interview
yeah,
with
yeah,
Dan
yeah.
Mice, we did it at Everton's headquarters in the Liver buildings, and they've got the walk-in,
Wardrobe.
No. They've got the walk-in experience for Bramley Moor Dock. You know,
makes you feel
the whole flyover thing,
dodgy.
which has actually got a video of Baz, and it looks like Baz is walking, not walking, more like he's on the genie's carpet. Hovering.
Why don't you put on Patreon?
I will do,
For
I'll
our
put it
patrons.
on. So that's there. So every now and again you can just hear, obviously in the video when the players go out, you hear the siren, and you can hear now and again you can also hear the sound of the wind whistling.
I thought you were going to say the sound of the people having a bevy.
Oh,
in the
those
corner.
gang of bastards as well, yeah. Having a bevy
I
that
don't
we
know
have
whether
to...
they were bastards.
well,
just people
I don't
having
know.
a bevy on
They
a
were,
Friday.
fair play. But we told them to shut up.
Yeah. Simon Rout
We told them to.
says, evening all. Evening, Simon. Keith Melbourne says, happy Tuesday, lads.
Good
know whether
morning.
I shall say this only once. Paddy Blue says, hey, fellas. Hello.
Hey there.
Steve Kelly was in yesterday. You'll see him. Tuesday topic, man, for today. Says, all right, lads, hope you're both well. Just seen a tweet from Alan Myers
Seen that.
saying he thinks people have got too personal about Silva.
That's it.
Do you agree?
Be nice.
Do you
Even if
agree?
you want to get rid of the manager, be nice. You
Why,
don't-
what have you seen people getting...
I've not seen anyone, but I don't like the language that people use. Now, I get it all the time. You make a point on Twitter, or you say something, or you have a statement, and people they instantly just go, shut the f*** up or something.
yeah.
And I've had to mute a few who say that, who just I've got no time for them, who just instead of just going, I think you're wrong, or listen, this is my point of view,
Yeah.
they go, shut the fuck up, you're a fucking knobhead, or something
Yeah,
like
yeah,
that.
yeah.
And I don't think we should get into this. We should be better than that, where we get personal with people. If you don't like the manager, fine, but you don't need to call them this and that. It's the same with players. If someone plays a bad pass, don't go, you're a fool. You just go, that was a terrible pass. What are you doing, Seamus Coleman? Right, you just...
Yeah. People get personal.
You don't need to be personal. They're not doing it on purpose.
And you can disagree with people as well.
Yeah.
And it's all right to disagree. It's okay to think differently. It's okay to...
We need to all be like Ellen.
Yeah. Oh, but it is though, isn't it? It just because I mightn't agree with you, but don't have to go, you fucking knobhead, the way you...
You do though, 5 minutes after you walk out, you just go, fucking honest to God, every day
Every day in the car, like that, smashing the apple into my teeth doesn't drive. No, but you don't. It's just a case of, all right, fair enough. We think differently about that and you move on. It's just that it's too easy for these people to just go fucking dickhead, because sadly that's either their education or the way they've been brought up.
Are you having a go at my education?
Not yours.
Barry Stevens says, good evening, muckers. Good evening,
Evening,
Barry.
Baz.
Steve Hardy says, hi lads, just knocking up a roast dinner on a Tuesday
The state of you and the price of fish.
that we never got round to having Sunday. What's
fair play.
what's your meat of choice for a roast? Oh, I like these questions.
like it, Steve.
I like
I
that.
like what you've
This
done.
is what I want
Not
from
a
Live
lot.
at 5. Kevin, these are the real topics.
What would be yours? Your meat of choice.
I like a carvery, so I like
it all.
a bit of beef, a bit of lamb, and we don't eat lamb in ours because the missus won't eat lamb. She's like, it's a fucking baby. You're eating someone's baby. No, I know it's the Disney occasion.
No, I know, well, you
but
can't
it is.
express
But that's what she says.
Yeah,
She
well,
goes,
that's fine. That's fine.
It's a baby. She goes,
Yeah.
it's a baby.
Lamb's
Can't
nice.
eat baby. Lamb and a bit of pork.
See, I'm not a lover of pork. Really, it's all right. Like, listen,
You're knobhead. Knobhead. Why do you not liking pork? Knobhead.
I like chicken. I like beef. I don't mind a bit of turkey with my Christmas dinner.
See, that's the other thing. Like Christmas, we get it. Like,
Yeah.
hang on. Sorry. Oh, hang on. Pass me on the top.
I mean, am I able to keep the fork going, or is this
Just
going
keep
to go off?
talking. Just keep talking.
Christmas Day is obviously turkey, isn't it? You've got to have a bit of turkey. Chicken's obviously juicier than turkey. Bit of beef, nice, but yeah, like I say, pork. Excuse me, this is going well, isn't it? Battery's running out and I'm sneezing.
Just keep going.
But if I had to choose one to have my roast dinner, it probably would be a piece of chicken, to be honest with you.
What?
I like beef. It is a bit bland, isn't it? Beef's nice though.
Yeah, sorry.
Beef is nice.
Apologies for the rustling.
Lamb. I like a lamb. I like a lamb biryani, if I'm honest.
I was wondering where you were going with that, to be fair.
A lamb, baby. Oh, a lamb. No.
No, I can more like I want that lot, do you know what I mean? And to be fair,
Yeah, we normally have
we have the
a
lot.
couple of pieces of meat at least.
We have that, but we have the lot.
Turkey and a
Full
beef.
whack.
It's all good. It's all good.
About choice.
It is about choice.
But
Variety.
we got to remember there's people out there who can't have choice.
Well, that's fine as well. Variety is the spice of life. David Collins says, "Hey fellas, how about Fonseca?
Is that Roma?
Fonseca's just gone to Roma, baby. He's having a few pilsners over there. He's
having a nice Chianti and a friend over for dinner, baby.
He's loving it, baby. Romaning
You
himself.
sound more like Austin Powers than you do.
That's okay. I don't really want to sound a bit like it. He's gone to Roma, hasn't he?
Yeah, he
and
has.
apparently, I don't know how accurate this is, but he didn't interview very well for Everton. So, again, to just quote what Daniel Levy said about Andre Villas-Boas, his presentation, that interview was incredible, and if he had to see him again, he'd hire him again.
He might do soon.
He might do, based on his presentation.
Barry Stevens says the majority of fans on social media want Silva gone. Would you say the opinion of the match-going fan is the same? I don't know. See, the thing about I find about Twitter is, and a lot of people always telling me that it's a small piece of the world. I think maybe in politics, right? Because we do all tend to stick to with our loyalties. But football is football, isn't it? So you stick with your loyalties, which is Everton. So you're going to get, I would imagine, a good cross section. There will be people out there who will want Silva to stay and don't want There's a lot of people out there, I imagine, who probably are looking at the 4 games going, this is not good enough, but it's not the time to panic yet. It's not a time to panic. And that's fair enough. I mean, I don't look at the 4 games and think it's time to panic. I look at the 4 performances and think it's time to panic, personally. But in isolation, people might go, no, this is not the time. Just leave it be. Sort it out at the end of the season. And if that's what people feel, that's fine. They're completely wrong. But
No beds.
no, there will still be some people, of course there will. They don't want the circus of Everton going into another meltdown.
Yeah, but that doesn't...
Oliver Kay wrote a piece today.
Try the Athletic.
In the
No,
Athletic.
I think the whole thing is you've got to decide whether you believe that it's gonna improved dramatically enough, and what you've seen over 16 months, I guess, that's the ultimate thing. For me, the big red flag is the inability to change, to continue to play the same players without changing it. And that is the big red flag to me. And you all know that I like Marco, but
loves a bit of Marco.
That is a worry. I'm not going to lie. Stephen Kelly says who will go first out of Silva, Pochettino and Ole Gunnar Solskjaer.
I think Solskjaer might go, personally.
I'm going Silva.
Okay.
But I honestly haven't got a clue. Could be any of the three, if truth be told. David Spowett says, evening. Lots of talk about, he's put Montinho and Benitez, but I think he means Mourinho. Over the last couple of days, you did a long section on your excellent podcast, thank you, about the need for coherent way of playing that echoes through the age groups. I don't see anything in either's prior record to suggest much interest in the progression of youth. Benitez set Liverpool back by bringing in a host of mediocre Spanish players. Mourinho has no record of developing youngsters. While appreciating the obvious qualities of both, although JM's last 12 months at United suggested he was a man out of touch, would it either not be the complete antithesis of Guardiola principle? Ideally, the club would follow, and which brands were seemingly brought in to try and instill. There is a risk, as shitty as things are at present, of seeing the baby thrown out with the bathwater, although I do think that Silva should be removed.
Can I answer that by saying, how many young players has Silva given a chance to?
So far.
Yeah. And the answer is none.
He doesn't give anyone a debut.
He doesn't give anyone a debut. He doesn't give anybody a debut. He's curtailed Tom Davis in the team.
Tom Davis, he's give less minutes than Sam Allardyce.
Holgate's not getting...
Kenny got shipped out.
Kenny's gone. Holgate's not getting a game. So apart from
Dowell's gone.
Apart from Dominic Calvert-Lewin, there is, who was bought by Everton, no other youngsters is getting a chance. So what difference would it make? What difference would it make? And that's just me. That's not me sitting here going, I'm looking for excuses to get rid of the manager. I'm just pointing out a clear fact that none of the young players are getting a chance.
Can I have input now into that? Right. On the Mourinho and Benitez point, very valid, what you say. However, what I would say is Liverpool were in a different situation when Benitez took over. They wanted to win the league immediately, and he was charged with trying to win them the title, trying to develop that. I don't think he was that bothered about the academy because his main focus was winning the league. If he comes from Everton, it would be similar because his main focus would be getting us into Europe and stuff like that. But Marcel Brands is there to ensure that the academy provides players who are good enough for Everton's first team. Now, when you speak,
or to be sold.
When you speak to the Red Men lads, and we've broached the Benitez thing a couple of times, they are desperate for us not to get him because what they said was, I actually worried that he would have you up challenging a game. He's that good, not bothered about. They said if we've got young players, they're good enough, they'd be brought, he'd play them because he's done it at Newcastle.
All clubs in the Premier League are exactly the same. If you've got a good enough player to go into the first team, he'll go into the first team. If you've got a player that needs time, but is a good player, they'll be sent on loan. No, there's not one club different.
How many of Manchester City's academy does Pep play?
None. Well, he plays Foden now and again.
He gets every now and again.
I think Foden's only been given 3 starts in the Premier League in 2 years.
Yeah.
He started a couple in the League Cup because he could.
And the Champions League has been, in general, when they've struggled all the through. He's got games. He hasn't really given many other ones loads of games, has he, that I can think of off the top of my head. No. So you'd look at it like that. As for Mourinho, he trusted a lot of young players at Chelsea when they were good enough. Didn't he? I understand where you're coming from, but the whole thing with Brands is he's there for that reason.
I do think it's a valid...
But it is a good point.
I do think it's a valid point. I just wonder... I don't think that's my issue with it. I look at the... I don't think Everton are producing very good players at the moment. I think we've just produced some, and they've all Kenny's on loan, Dow's on loan, but Dow's finished as far as I'm concerned. And Tom's sort of in limbo. Should be getting a chance and isn't. Below them, I don't think there's that many, but some of them are on loan. Some of them are at the club. And below them, there might be a few. But generally, I don't think we're producing that many good players anyway. So I don't think there's... I think Anthony Gordon, if there was better circumstances, I do think would get a chance, but he's not. It's just a real bad mixture, bad cocktail at the moment. And I'm not generally too worried, because I do look at Benitez and look at Mourinho, and I think both of them are short-term appointments anyway, in a way. I don't, you couldn't imagine either of them still being at the club in 4 or 5 years' time. But that could be just enough time for both of those managers to instill something in the club that it desperately needs. It's almost like it's like the anti-Sam Allardyce. Sam Allardyce was brought in to just stabilise us and keep us going for the rest of the season. I think both of those managers could come in and stabilise us and get us into the top 6. I really do. Yeah. I really do. I think it's like the opposite. The football mightn't be any more glamorous, but they wouldn't set up to lose games at places like Arsenal. They try and set up to win games at Arsenal, and if you didn't win, you didn't win. But I think it'd be a winning mentality rather than just anything else. And I mean,
the reality, David, is, what are you more concerned about? Being able to say you brought 3 or 4 kids through, but Everton are mid-table or 13th, 14th, but you've got 4 kids in your team, or would you rather us be competitive at the top end of the league?
Southampton bring loads of players.
Yeah,
Southampton bring loads of players.
And they'll go down this season. So, depends what you want to be. I've 25 years, I haven't seen Everton lift anything. I want to see us win some stuff.
I've stopped caring about... That's fine. I've stopped caring about...
Yeah, I don't bother. I want to see Everton winning games of football, and I want to see us win the trophy. There's a whole section of Evertonians who go up and down the country who've never seen us win a trophy. It's for people like that. And my lad's 8. I want them to have something to cling on to, because otherwise, if he hasn't, why should he support Everton? Yeah. For what reason? It's supposed to be enjoyable, and it isn't being enjoyable being an Everton fan, especially when you live in a city where the other lot look like they could win stuff for years. Why would we be asked about bringing... We brought Ross Barkley through, who's brilliant, but hasn't really progressed. We had Wayne Rooney, one of the greatest players ever to play English football. We brought him through. But what good did it do us? Nothing. So I'd rather we won stuff, mate. Then I'll worry about that. Yeah. Honestly, when we're competitive at the top end of the table and we're getting in the Champions League, then I'll start going, right, how do we keep this going now? Yeah. We just done the Premier League show before about Tottenham. What have they brought through? Harry Kane's come through because he's good enough, right? Dele Alli was bought. They haven't got loads of players in their team because Pochettino's great with all. Harry Winks has come through, in all fairness. They haven't got loads, and that's supposed to be their way. Now, Poch, one of the questions here, who will go first? He's on his last legs there. So it isn't the be-all and end-all bringing players through. In your ideal world, you do. But let's have some results and stuff first, and then let Marcel Brands, which is the whole point he's there, look after the whole, the holistic view of the club with the academy as well as the first team, and let a top-class manager like Mourinho or Benitez worry about results.
I think the point of someone like Brands in charge of that is, he's there to look at those younger groups and say, if the manager comes forward and says, right, I need a certain position. And you've seen that this season at right back. So Everton have looked at that and gone, right, Coleman, we need a replacement for him. We don't think Kenny's ready. Yeah. But we think he could be a year away with football, with a year of football. So let's bring a player on loan that we can have for a year. Yeah. See how he develops. See how John Joe develops away. Yeah. And then make a decision at the end of the season. And that's where Brands has done that. He did it last year with Holgate. He's gone, you're not ready now. Stick you on loan and let's see what happens when you come back. I think the Kenny one is the way the club want to do things as we go forward. Is
the better loan, isn't
it? Where do we need a position? We need a position, this position, right? Right. If we buy this player here, what does that mean for the kid below them? And that's the decisions that I don't think have been made in the past. Certainly not when when Koeman came in and with Walsh and with Tom Davis, he bought like 3 or 4 players you could play in his position. Stupid,
just
absolutely
blocked it
stupid.
off,
He was blocking.
And he was doing great
Yeah,
at that time.
they were blocking his way through. So I think now that's what we'll do. We'll look and go, right, do we need a long term or a short term? As soon as they bought Luca Dean, that basically told us that Anthony Robinson wasn't good enough.
Yeah, he was gone.
They were basically telling you that Anthony Robinson wasn't good enough right then. And it's the same, you've got to look at every position and look at that and say, where are they buying? And will that block off? You know, when they bought Delph, they were basically telling us all that they didn't have another player in there. Possibly, you know, or
Well, he wanted his leadership
Yeah.
as well, didn't he?
but that's the way.
Well, that's the way
we've got to look at things.
Simon Rouse has seen a few links today. Blanc as a possible replacement and Moyes also a possibility. Once the press start reporting links of a new manager, it isn't long before they are replaced. Usually more links in the coming days, I reckon.
Well,
I agree,
They
Simon.
smell blood, and
that's it,
they've got pages to fill.
They're circulating now. Stephen Kelly says lamb for me. David Collins says gammon and chicken with roast potatoes.
Gammon, bit of
Peas, carrots, and of course gravy.
Steve Hardy says
go on.
Liverpool fans
Yeah.
probably would be more pissed off seeing Benitez in our dugout. Imagine how we would felt seeing Kendall or Royal managing them.
Yeah, devastated. They
have to change all the names of their dogs from Rafa to Klopp.
Steve Kelly wants to know what pudding you have at Christmas. There's loads of sweets at Christmas, isn't there? There's loads.
Them, honestly, all of them. A bit of everything.
Derek Hulton says, hey lads, I see the media are pushing Laurent Blanc. Not for me, thank you very much.
No, Laurent Blanc's probably pushing Laurent Blanc.
Yeah. Laurent Blanc, go to United, ex-United. It's right there. Owen Park says, hey lads, let me finish my points on Moyes. 10, 11 and 11 and 12, the football was poor for the most part, but did a superb job. However, I would not like him back. Okay. Gary Wall says, don't discount pork until you've tried Memphis barbecue. Okay. What's Barry saying about the, where do you sit on the stay or? You think?
I'm for going.
I'm for changing up for a top class manager.
Yeah. I mean, that's a fair point.
Let's do it now. I honestly have seen Hens Hagling today, and he's a good manager. Got Ajax a Champions League final, won them the league, semi-final, won them the league, play a good brand of football, but it's Holland. He could be a brilliant manager for Everton, but he also could be a flip of a coin manager. And we've had too many of them lately. Whereas Benitez or Mourinho, I think, are more surefire things at the moment.
I think the opportunity's there right now to go and get a top-class manager. And we can't pass that up.
Yeah.
We can't. But I'm like, there's no way I'd want like there to be any downtime with Unsworth or anybody else. And as I've said, I look at this now as a road to Bramley Moore.
Yeah.
And nothing else. That means getting someone in who can organise the team, win games, steady pair of hands but like we've already said, a steady pair of hands who's got that winning mentality. Not a steady pair of hands like an Allardyce or whoever else.
No, someone who's won.
Someone who's won things.
Knows how to win. That's key. Steve Donahue said, all right, lads, been enjoying the final word and the Tuesday topic. Thought Steve came over really well. He did. Do you really think we will change the manager? It seems he thinks he's safe for now, according to some of the media, and I think we'll see how ambitious Farhad is now if he looks to the likes of Mourinho or Rafa. I feel that's what he wants instead of a marquee player or marquee manager, but the next appointment is vital to Everton's ambition. You're right, and I don't know is the reality, but also, if Everton are engaging Rafa Benitez or Jose Mourinho in those talks at the moment, then why say anything to the contrary to Silva? Because last time we removed our manager, we did it almost as it wasn't knee-jerk. I understand why they sacked Koeman. We just been spanked at home 5-2 by Arsenal. Yeah. And it was a run of poor games. It was 4 defeats or whatever it was, 3 defeats on the run or whatever. It was 3 defeats in 4. It was a bad start anyway. And I understand why he sacked them, but he sacked them with no clear plan for me in his mind. Yeah. He liked Marco Silva, but don't forget we didn't go for Marco Silva for 3 weeks after we sacked Koeman, or 4 weeks. around the time he played Watford. So that just, now I know that Unsworth was given it to see if he could do anything with it while he decided. But that can't happen this time. So I think, and I would hope, that if Moshiri and Kenwright and Brands are sitting there going, we're not happy with what's going on, and we want I want Rafa Benitez or I want Jose Mourinho or whoever, then I would like to think, right, we'll have a chat with them or their people and see what it'll take. Can we do it? And then, who knows, them talks could go on over the weekend and Everton could sack him next Monday and install a new manager on Tuesday. Just because it hasn't happened. I agree that it looks like he's going to be in charge for the next game and the Watford game. But I'd never say never, it's football. You just said Sunderland have just sacked their manager today. So it could happen any day. He could wake up tomorrow, Farhad, and go, enough's enough. He could get a call from Mourinho's agent saying, listen, he really wants the Everton project, whatever. So we don't know, but I just think if you got a manager like Rafa Benitez or Jose Mourinho into Everton, the message that sends out immediately is we want to be better. We're not going for managers who are down on the way up. We're going for people who've been there. Now, some might say, well, they're top managers on the way down. All right, fair enough. But there's still people who are vastly experienced in winning trophies. They're people who command respect. When you look at what Benitez has done, did do for Newcastle, how he kept them up with no money is incredible. They weren't ever in any danger, really. And then you look at Mourinho and winning United 2 trophies, and then everywhere else he's won trophies, everywhere he's been. How can you discount him for the Everton job? How can you say, well, it's all right, we'll see if this manager can win a few games and then see. And that's all I'd say. I think there's an opportunity to get a world-class manager with a big name, big reputation, which might be exactly what we need now, rather than trying to hope that the next big thing helps us. We'll have to see.
Which is what we essentially are on now, isn't it?
Yeah.
The man you thought was the next big thing, the man you thought was the next Pochettino or whatever. Ian Lyne says, even the lad's still fuming at Silva. Marcel needs to pull his finger out and get Jose or Rafa, or Silva needs to listen to his lot and play his 4-3-3 and play the players in their preferred positions.
Yeah, agreed.
Thing is, though, I'd rather just go and get a new manager, because I don't think... I don't know.
You don't think it's going to turn no matter what, do you?
No, but what I would say is that, in fairness to Silva, the minute someone starts listening to other people and not going by his gut instinct, means that he's not doing the job his way. No, I know, but
he's almost not doing the job his way.
No, I know, that's the point, though.
Formation.
That's the point. But I think once a manager hands over control of his what he wants to do, he's packed up anyway. So,
well, we'll see.
You'd have to actually see that it wasn't working, rather than someone going, you need to do it this way. If you actually realised it wasn't working, that might be a different thing.
That's what you'd need. Keith Melbourne says, I looked at the 4 starting lineups and then started to panic. Well, you're right. That's where the issue is, isn't it? Joe Mack says, people just like to shout and see who can get the biggest reaction. That being in person or on social media. That's why I very rarely use Twitter anymore. It's boring and toxic. Agreed. Lucas says, thoughts on the article done by OneFootball on Laurent Blanc becoming the next Everton manager?
I haven't read it. We don't get sponsored by them anymore.
No, they can do one. No, I haven't read it, to be honest. Laurent Blanc, not for me, mate. Not saying he's not a good manager, but like I said, I want something a little bit more surefire. I can see him going to United, to be honest. Liam Beeson says, bring back Social Club. I miss Ped erupting on that Burnley lad for saying Celtic was a small club. He's just read that last line again. The Burnley lad. What does he know about footy?
He's got 100,000 followers on YouTube.
I don't care.
I know, it drives me mad. The kid could hardly speak.
No, well,
I was listening to him.
He's obviously just being a tit.
Honestly, me and Paul was sitting next to him, and it was like listening to someone from the League of Gentlemen.
No, but why has he got those followers? What's he done?
He's just gaming.
Well, there you go.
No, I know, but it's just like, when he was going on about Celtic, it was just like, lad, you haven't got a clue. You put Celtic in the Premier League and you get them 5 years on Premier League money, then we'll see who's a big club.
Daniel Skelton says, anyone else worried about how Richarlison would react?
I
if Silva was
could
sacked?
not care less.
He is a key player.
He's not a key player.
And you would think he'd go if Marco did.
Care less.
One thing, I said this the other week to Ped about Richarlison, and listen, he probably would, and he might want to move if Marco's sacked, so be it. But you made a really good point. Is he just going to keep following Marco round? So if Marco goes to Portugal and plays and gets the Braga job, is he going to Braga?
Is he going to work? Is he going to work in the same Aldi?
It's just you can't listen. If Richarlison wanted to leave, then we'd get 90 million for him, wouldn't we? So it would have been a good buy. We've bought him, we've doubled our money, and we sold him, and we've replaced him with someone better.
I'd be worried if he was actually playing well, because he was actually
but
playing. No, if he was playing well, we'd be winning games. But he's not playing well.
Why would you be worried if he was?
Because he'd be playing. No, the point being is that I'm not. I couldn't care less about what one player wants. You can't. How can you be kept hostage by one player?
Yeah, I know, but
if the manager's so good, why isn't Richarlison playing well?
But that's
riddle me that.
No, but even
riddle me that.
Yeah, but even if he was playing well, that's emotional. You're going, well, I'd be more worried if he was great and he wanted to go. Well, that's just form comes and goes. He'll have a patch this next bit of the season when he bangs goals in for fun, and everyone thinks he's great again.
I double dare you.
Well, he will, because he's a good player. So that's the way it is. You can't worry about players leaving. You can't. David Collins says, look at the positives. We could win the championship next season.
We wouldn't.
Owen Park says, thoughts on Erik ten Hag?
No.
Good manager, but
it's just not right for Everton right now.
Gamble. Teddy Sass says, I appreciate David's point before. That summarises perfectly how bizarre we are as a fan base, looking to pick holes in Jose and Rafa while we're sitting here in an absolute mess. He's right, Teddy, isn't he? There's people out there going, I don't want Mourinho. Everton are third from bottom and a shite. Scored 6 goals in 8 games, and 3 of them came in 1 game. And we're sitting there turning our nose up at the most successful manager in the last 15 years or whatever. And we're saying I don't want him at Everton. It is mad. James Pirry says, truth is, although Moyes done well, he clearly peaked with us, and the only reason so many fans refer back to him is because he's the best we've had in 20 plus years. The time has come to try and get a top manager in to justify our high-level investment in the club. We need a winner. We do. You're right. David Moyes, though, is still a better option than some of these names that get mentioned. In my opinion, he is. But you're right about the top level. Liam Beeston says, the scary thing about being at the bottom of the table this time, in comparison to 2 years ago, is that 2 years ago we had 0 attacking force or pace, and it made sense why we weren't scoring or producing. Now we have all of the attacking force, but don't look like scoring. We got a 29% shooting accuracy. Portuguese journalist has done a bit with the Echo today about Silva and things, but he said I've just had a quick look at Everton's numbers, and it's blatantly obvious why they're where they are, because they've got a 29% shooting accuracy. They don't have enough shots. They have 70% of possession, 700 passes a game, and don't shoot.
It's Bowen Morty's fault.
Yeah, that's who I'm blaming.
Bowen Morty.
David Spowart says, cheers for the answer. For clarity, I assure you I value a trophy above the introduction of 2 or 3 youngsters. I'm 40 and was at uni the last time we won at Anfield. The only minor concern is the idea that Brands was introduced to avoid the need for seismic change and expense whenever there was a change in head coach, which I could see being necessary with either, although Benitez possibly the better at the two at working with what he has at his disposal. They're all, listen, David, all great points, they really are, and we've sat here and gone on about the whole point of Brands is that there's not a big change and all that, but I don't think there would be a big change, because I think those managers will come in and go, I've got a good squad of players here to achieve what you want to achieve.
I think
that's the way I look at it.
I think the job would be sold as is. It's not for someone to come in and go,
we're going to change.
You can do everything, you can have anything you want. If these people come in to the club, whoever it is, it's on our terms. Now, if that puts Mourinho off, if that put Benitez off, if that put any manager off, then I think that would be just the way it is.
Yeah.
But I think Benitez would would have no problem coming back to Merseyside. It's a Premier League club. It's on Merseyside. Take the emotion out of it. He wouldn't be arsed, and I think he'd be. I think him would have enough flexibility, and I think Brands would have enough flexibility to grab hold of this club. I think, and that's, do you know what Moshiri said 2 years ago, or whatever it was, when he brought in 3 years ago. Sorry, when he brought Koeman in, and he said, I looked at all the other clubs and want a superstar on the touchline.
Yeah.
Well, that's what Benitez is really. Okay, he mightn't be
he's better than Koeman.
But that's what I was going to say. He's a superstar in terms of being a manager. Okay. Don't forget, the job is his last job before Newcastle was Real Madrid.
Yeah.
So,
yeah,
that was his job.
And he's been at Napoli, he's been at Inter Milan, he's been at Liverpool, hasn't he?
Yeah.
So, he's managed some big
He's managed big
clubs.
club. He managed Valencia to the
Valencia
league.
as well, won
In,
the league, yeah.
You know, so
And
he's
lost
managed.
the European
He's
final.
managed clubs that
Was the
are.
Champions League final on penalties, didn't he, with Valencia?
Yeah.
In Italy, it was in Italy, the final, remember? They lost on pens, didn't he?
To Bayern Munich.
Bayern Munich, it might have been, yeah.
He's managed big clubs. He's managed clubs the size of Everton. He's managed clubs at the bottom of the Premier, of the Premier League.
Yeah.
He managed Newcastle in the Championship.
He did, and got them
He's
back
got
up.
them into. He's gone over to China. He's got a varied CV.
Loads of experience.
Experience, one thing, and most importantly, and I can't stress this enough. I cannot stress this enough. He lives on the Wirral. He hasn't dragged this. I've said this before. I said this last week. He used to get the train to Newcastle.
Yeah.
The opportunity to come home and live with his family on Merseyside, and little secret to you, he lives in the same area as Marcel Brands. They both live in Caldy on the Wirral. Circle of trust.
And the other thing as well with it, right, is that, like Sir Marco goes home, he's in Portugal now, goes home to Portugal every week.
He goes home
flies home after every
game,
week, and he's back on a Monday or a Tuesday sometimes. Right? Koeman disappeared for days on end sometimes because he wanted to go and play golf.
Yeah.
But he'd either go to Holland or Spain or Ellesmere Port. If we got Ten Hag in, or Hen Tag, whatever his bloody name is, he'd be not like jollying off to Holland every couple of days.
Yeah.
We don't know, Josie is a bit different, I suppose.
He lived in a hotel.
He just lived in a hotel in Manchester.
His kids live in London.
They live in London.
But
Benitez
kids,
here, isn't he?
Benitez kids are from
Scousers, basically, yeah.
They're not. He's not one of these fellas who, when they get old enough, he's taking them home.
No.
They're like teenagers now anyway.
It's just like, this is the home.
This is their home. This is where Benitez is going to live for the rest of his life. This is his home. So imagine.
He may as well be. All right, the Reds, the proper Reds, but it doesn't matter.
I can't, honest to God, I can't reiterate how much this man ticks so many of the boxes. And the only box he doesn't tick for some people is...
He managed Liverpool.
Well, he ticks the one that says, did he manage Liverpool? It's just...
No, but we all need to grow up, don't we?
It just makes... I know. Okay.
A little bit.
Right. Name me anyone who's played for Liverpool that's played for Everton.
Barney.
Okay. No, us second. Not them.
Oh, from them?
Yeah.
Sheedy, Harper,
So, Sheedy,
Ablett,
1 trophies. Harper,
Beardsley.
1 trophies.
Yeah.
Beardsley was just boss.
Yeah.
Dave Watson, captain.
Yeah.
Trophy winner.
Ablett.
League and cup.
Ablett won a cup.
Won a cup.
I mean, we nearly had Barry Venison and Jan Molby, but we didn't.
Well, I mean, Jan Molby, I would have.
And Milan Baros.
What a player.
We nearly had him.
Anyone who's come from them to us,
That's generally
been
well.
successful.
Because they're good as well.
Beardsley scored the winner in the derby. You know, these people come. And
he makes a great point as well. He also stayed at Newcastle and he was treated awful by the board, but he was loyal for the fans.
To be fair, he did get one of those big mugs.
He did get the Sports Direct
mug. Big mug.
He did. And that, to be fair, that keeps you.
He was allowed to have as many umbrellas, slashings of socks.
If he wanted golf, he could go into he had a gift voucher for any store.
He was, you know, if he needed, like, I don't know, anything.
Squash.
Anything.
Squash racket, he was loving it. But without
it just makes absolute perfect sense to me. And if Everton can't see this, or Everton are scared that a few fans might kick off about it, then I'm sorry, but you're pointless. Forget your romance. Forget anything. We are talking now about being professional. Why did they bring Brands in if they weren't prepared? Brands is the most cold man I think I've ever seen. When I say cold, I mean professional.
Yeah.
He's getting the job done for Everton. He's getting it done. He's come over, he's believed in the project, and he's getting it done, right? On one hand. So what you need on the other hand is someone who could... Okay, David Burrows and Sander Westerveld, fair enough.
Westerveld was one game, Baz.
And David Burrows didn't come from Liverpool. Came from West Ham.
He did play for Liverpool.
No, I know he came from West Ham. I'm talking about direct. All right. Yeah. But he says it's direct. Now, fair enough. All right, I'll take your point. But man, you ruined them. Westerveld doesn't count.
One game, it was Newcastle away.
You can't. You've got to have that professionalism at the top. And we can't afford to go down the road again of going, oh, this fella looks like a good manager. It's what we call in the business doing a Mike Walker.
Yeah.
Essentially.
Yeah.
It's doing a Mike Walker. That's all it is.
He looks good, shiny.
Yeah. Oh, Mike Walker's just got a 2-1 win in the Olympic Stadium against Bayern Munich. Oh, I think we better go and get that. Yeah, and look what happened.
Stephen Kelly says, I think Farhad would want Rafa or Jose, but I think Brands wants someone like Ten Hag or Ten Hag, whatever he's called. Ten Hag, isn't it? Whatever. I remember you lads saying when Roberto left, our biggest appointment of all time, but I feel like the next one will be due to the stadium. We can't afford to go into Bramley Moore being a bottom half team.
We mightn't even get into Bramley Moore if we don't get this right. That's how I generally feel.
Steve wants Josie before he ends up at Spurs, which is he could well do. If we
but that would make more sense for him.
Yeah.
Because of where he lives.
Yeah.
And
I think
he's one. I think he doesn't want to be I imagine he doesn't want to be a nomad anymore. I think he wants to settle down.
I think he'd be brilliant at Spurs, sadly. But that's why we should be going for him or Benitez. David Collins says, West Ham, Brighton, Watford, then Spurs. I'm not thinking Silva can get points. Then we're into November before our inevitable Christmas nightmare. Owen Parks doesn't want him, but he thinks we'll get Arteta. I don't. Not yet. Derek Hulton says, hi lads, heard the media are pushing Laurent Blanc. Yes, we want a name, but not that one. No. We agree, Derek. We don't want him either. Teddy Sass says, another one worrying about Richarlison being disrupted by Marco leaving. It's all about opinions, but some of us are bananas. I think people just like Richarlison and see what he was like last time, but that's football, isn't it? If he's going to go and play for a top club, which no doubt will be on his agenda, Marco Silva ain't going to be managing that top club.
Exactly.
So
if Real Madrid or Barcelona came calling one day, it ain't going to be Silva as the manager, is it?
Barry Stevens doesn't want him. That's fine, Baz, but that you would, if Everton started winning, you would look past that, mate. Honestly, you would. And if you wouldn't, that's fine. Again, I can't tell you how to be over it, but it's not something that's going to stop me wanting us to do well now.
I didn't look at Peter Beardsley lifting a trophy at Liverpool. I didn't even when the cop started singing.
What a waste of talent.
What a waste of talent, because we were so bad with him in the team. You know,
it's the way it is. I'd get over it very quickly, honestly.
I wouldn't have to get over it. I wouldn't have to get over it.
No.
Because I think it'd drive them mad. Yeah. If he was successful with us, I think it would drive them mad.
Of course it would. 4132 from David Collins, possible with this squad. Not going to happen, but could work. It could, but will he do it? Nope.
Need the one has to be though.
Got to be Gabon.
Got to be like, I was going to say, that to be like a Ghana or a Kante.
Joe Max says, which other villain could a movie be made about which has the same kind of feeling as the Joker does? That's for you.
Ooh. Difficult one, because actually the Joker one, I don't know, because I didn't see the Joker one coming. So it's difficult to say what the next one would be. You could do a Loki movie, but I don't think you couldn't do it like that, because that was just wow. That was mad. But yeah, I could do a few of the Batman villains, like the Riddler and things like that. But I don't think you'd get what you got like with the Joker, because that was just proper out there.
Okay.
Well, not out there. It wasn't like mad. It was like just the reasons why he was. We're just like. Okay, but I had a lot to say, because a lot of it was about the system and people getting let down by the lack of money, mental health and things like that, which is very, very prevalent at the moment.
Okay. Owen Park says, speaking to some Red today, who said there's no chance Rafa will come to Everton. They'd be fuming if he come here.
Of course he would.
Ignore what they say. Barry, true what you say about Beasley, but this guy called us a small team. Well, listen, he did at the time. Because listen, it is what it is, isn't it? It is what
Lewis
it is.
Bowen-Morte tried to get Dunk done for being a racist, and he's our coach. He tried to get our most popular player at the time done for being a racist, and yet no one has said a word. Duncan Ferguson has to go to work with that man every single day. So,
Listen, it's football. It is what it is.
I'm just saying.
Not Barry. Listen,
But you're
entitled to your own opinion,
you're allowed to have
mate,
your opinion.
and that's fine. And that's fine.
Would you still, if he was the manager, and let's say we won a trophy, would you sit there and not celebrate because he once called us a small team? Genuinely, I mean, that's a genuine question. I just see...
Didn't he say?
Talking of jokers,
Yeah.
I just continually see jokers as our manager doing nothing, going through this cycle of shite every 2 years. I just want someone who I know is a safe pair of hands and get us into that stadium, and then we can start going, well, we're on the next level now, we want this manager or that manager. That's just... But that's cool.
Where are we? Derek Hulton says, I think we all agree in all we have an excellent squad of players. We now need an excellent manager who knows how to get the best from all players. We must be a great draw for anyone to come in, to be honest. The club about to move into a all singing, all dancing stadium, 20 good first team players with youngsters on the verge. Bite the bullet, go and get Jose, Rafa or Allegri. Fair play. There we go, stay hardy. Come on.
Caught up with some of the live shows I missed from last week. Love the chat about sitcoms. My favourites are US Office, Parks and Rec, and not so well known House of Fools. House of Fools was quite good. They had that girl in, didn't it? Does all the impressions. Is that her? Who's got like a weird face. No, she has though. It's dead weird. And Parks and Rec is absolutely brilliant. It is an absolute. It's like proper like goes on. The other one that I never got into that loads of people always said was brilliant was Community. Which it was never, it wasn't shown here at the time, so you never really had a chance to get into it. And then it's been like re-shown on some of like the more obscure channels on Sky. But everyone in America raved about it, and everyone who was in it has gone on to be like dead big. Like obviously the main lad in it is what's his name? He does he's been in loads anyway. I can't remember what his name is. He does Atlanta now, and the directors of it directed the Marvel films. So they went from a comedy to doing the biggest film of all time. How does that work? They went from being comedy directors to making the biggest film of all time.
Fair play, innit?
Do you know, believe in your dreams.
Fair play. Ever watched It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia?
I've never watched that either.
I've seen a few of these lately, and they are quite funny.
You know what that is? No, that is that's show intimidation, because it's in like the 13th season.
Yeah.
So you look at it and go, no.
I watched about
No.
a series of How I Met Your Mother and then swerved it. I think when you told me what happened at the end.
It was good till towards the
but
end.
then it just started. But it was just like there's 9 series of this, and it's just the same shit, and they bombed
just
it.
do us a favour. Tell us how we met.
I'm watching Thingy at the moment, and it's really good. How to Get Away with Murder. Boss. Really good. It's
Who's in
really
that?
good. It's not a comedy. It's
No, I know who's in it though. What's it on?
Don't know. It's on Netflix.
Is it the one where...
She's a lawyer, but she's also a lecturer in the university. It's good.
Oh,
You'll know the fella out of it. It's good. The black woman.
Oh, I know what you mean.
It's really
We
good.
started to watch one about a woman whose husband had been killed by a car, and then she befriends this other woman, and then there's like a twist in it. There's a twist.
Looks good.
It was, but then we just sort of stopped watching it.
Yeah.
Steve said I like Community too. Santa.
The Santa Clarita
That's been
Diet.
cancelled though, hasn't it?
Has it? Yeah.
Yeah, and Master of None are also excellent.
Awesome. Steve Donahue says, lads, there is a big chance of a trophy. Also, if we brought in a Rafa or a Mourinho with the League Cup, I could see us winning it. Owen Park says, I'd take Benitez all day long. And David Collins says, Lex Luthor would be a good story.
It would, yeah, it would. but I think he'd need villains to bounce off, whereas the Joker didn't. It was more just showing you. Lex Luthor's just money, though, isn't it? It's money. It's the way they approached it in the new films was good, like making him like the Facebook kid. I mean, they even got the same actor in to do it. They basically got the same actor from the Social Network in to play Lex Luthor, and basically saying, well, it's you're the same fella.
Fair play. That's fair play.
Oh, Joker's honestly, you need to watch the Joker, you know.
Yeah.
It's not it's not a comic book film, you know. No, it's not. It's like a sleazy 70s taxi driver kind of film. Honestly, it is.
But is it how he ends up the way he does? Is that what it is?
Yeah, then it's quite horrific how he ends up the way he is. Like, but also he's a unreliable narrator.
No. Okay.
So not everything is always as it seems, and in fact, when you can have so many different interpretations, but there are some actual facts in the film that aren't very nice. Oh, okay. And actually makes you feel like
sorry for him.
Well, yeah, like actually when people do bad things, you should stop and think who not saying you have to go, oh, I feel sorry for that man who murdered people, but you have to go, hang on, who let that person down, or what things.
That with me job, mate.
Yeah, exactly.
You have to look at it and go, look at the whole picture.
Barry says, course I'd celebrate because I'd just have to
get on with it.
Swallow. Not going to stop going to games, but first sign of trouble, I'd be vocal. So would many others. It would be very toxic very quickly. Hello, that's Everton.
It's like that anyway, boss.
Yeah, but you're looking at all the negative things. I'm looking at the positive things. I'm looking at the positive things that to drive us forward. And I just don't. Barry, all right, Barry, do me a favour. Who do you want? Just let me know who you want.
Straight off.
Just let us know who you want, and that's it.
We've got another 5
minutes.
And
you might go, I want this person, and I'll probably agree with you, whoever you want.
Let's see. Lucas says, if we got Josie, I reckon we would win the derby at Anfield in December.
I reckon we'd win the European. Intergalactic.
I think we'd have put it this way. I don't think we'd have we'd have a better chance getting a result with Mourinho in charge than Silva.
Imagine him walking down to our fans, just going, getting the badge and doing all that to all our fans while they're all just like absolutely going berserk. Or doing the Allardyce route where they need to win, like he did with Chelsea. They need to win and just stifles them, and after the game comes out and goes, I didn't really care about beating them, I just wanted them from stopping them winning.
He was like, yeah. Of course.
Ian Lyon says, Justified was a great show, lads. Never seen it.
Never seen it.
But I think I know what it's about, but I've never seen it. There's just so many things to watch on television. So many.
We're just waiting for Baz to...
Come on. I'd keep Silva, but if it comes to it, Mourinho, I mean, you've just ruined it by saying you'd keep Silva, so...
Yeah. But Mourinho's a good shout. I think the thing with Marco is, I think there's a good coach in there, but the problem is that if you're not prepared, or if you can't see there's issues right in front of your eyes about how immobile our midfield is, and you continue to play it, which he's done, and he's got nobody else. If he had 11 players and he had to play Schneiderlin and Sigurdsson, you'd go fair dues. What else can he do? He's had Tom Davis there. He's had Gomez there Saturday. Doesn't matter whether he's trained for 2 days. He's still better than Schneiderlin. He's had options to move players into position. He's had Iwobi can go in there.
He's had options to change this.
And he hasn't done anything. Bernardo, I'm not having, he's our best player. I don't care what anyone says. He is comfortably our most technical footballer. And he helps out Luca Dean. The best thing about us last season, was our left-hand side with Bernard and Dean. And he ripped it up. And that to me is it's absolutely insane.
Negligence.
It's insane.
Insane in the membrane.
And that's why now, Saturday for me was just like...
Insane in the membrane.
It was just like the big red flag on Saturday. It was like...
As I said before, it was performance, not result for me.
It was not just the performance, it was a 2-0-2 for me when I seen the team. That was the red flag. The red flag was, no matter what happens, I don't know how to change things.
The only way...
And once a manager goes down that route, they're finished.
The thing about it is, though, like, Schneiderlin could have stayed on the pitch if we'd put 2 up front.
Or just mobile midfield players. You could have.
You 1-0. No, I'm saying you 1-0 down. You 1-0 down to Burnley, and you don't actually do anything to win the game.
He should have took Coleman off at half time. Managers have to sense danger. You talk about centre halves. Yeah. Managers have to sense danger. Yeah. He put a tackle in, and he slipped. He did, but it was a nasty tackle. And to be honest, I thought he was going to. When they were waiting, I thought he was going to get sent off. I did, and he didn't. But Coleman went and sat by him like as if he broke his leg. Now I know what happened to him upset him, and you see that with some tackles. And I've got no problem with that. But he looked like his head had gone a little bit. He looked like his mind wasn't on it. At half time, our manager should have gone, I can't take chances here. We are playing away. This is a game I need to win. Seamus isn't playing well anyway, and he could have been sent off. One silly challenge now, he's off. It's a long half to play away from home with a yellow card as a fullback where someone's coming at you. Yeah. And he didn't sense the danger. 5 minutes later, he's off the pitch.
And then he gets sent off for that.
Exactly,
which is just
and he's
nonsense.
left himself now. He left himself with nowhere to go. Then we were down to 10 then, and he still persisted in leaving Schneidlin on the pitch. Still, even though we were 1-0 down. It's just...
And took a centre forward off when we needed two on the pitch.
It's nonsense, mate, honestly. And I've backed them, you know I have, and I get stick for it off some people. But Saturday, like I said, it started with his team, and what followed that team selection, the way he managed the game, doesn't fill me with any kind of confidence now that he's gonna be able to change it. And that's why I'm just sort of going, well, it almost becomes pointless. There's 8 games gone, so why wait 3 or 4 more? If there was no one out there, I'd be going, well, let's leave it till the summer then, see what we can do. But there's good managers who we can get available now.
Yeah,
I don't know.
Things
It's difficult.
could change,
It's
you know
difficult,
what I mean?
isn't it?
I wake up every morning looking at my phone thinking it's going to say he's gone.
No, it won't. It won't. Where are we? Owen Parks, what's this with blank? Bit left field, but I'd take him and give him a chance.
Oh, shut up, Owen.
Owen again.
Jesus
You'd
Christ.
give him a chance.
Why would you give him...
A chance, though?
Why would you give him a chance and not Arteta a chance? What's he done?
No, what? It's why you wanting to give someone a chance still.
We haven't got time to give people a chance.
David Collins says that Chang Elephants would spray us in glory. Maybe we need to get Chang back.
Because we were boss with them.
Yeah,
Hafney.
they were awesome. Hafney is the one.
NEC.
Just get them. And Daniel Skelton said, would really love Rafa or Josie. To be honest, at this point, a manager that changes the formation and gets rid of the Walcott would be a huge upgrade on Marco. He's another one, isn't he? Theo Walcott. He's another one. The lad,
centre forward,
at the moment, offers nothing and still gets on the pitch most weeks. There's Anthony Gordon, whether you believe he's ready or not, would give something for the fans to cling on to. I don't know. To me, I just think it's a real tough one now with this, and I think when you've got a couple of obvious people there who could replace someone, I always hark back to the Klopp thing, and I did it yesterday when I done the thing which you'll have seen on Payton today with Roger, is that when Liverpool had Rodgers and he nearly won the league, would Everton have sacked him at that time?
No.
We wouldn't, would we?
No.
Even if Klopp was available. And yet Liverpool's seen an opportunity to grab a manager who would have been taken by Bayern Munich or United. United were and Aaron, and he had a cob on with United, which is why he didn't take the job, because he went in for that. I didn't even realise he'd been interviewed by United. He went in and was interviewed by United. They weren't prepared to give him what he wanted. So he was unsure, and then Liverpool obviously found out about it and said, we'll give you anything if you come here.
Yeah.
And it was a gamble, because Liverpool weren't very attractive at that time. I was laughing my head off when they went for him, thinking as if he'd go there because United wanted him, Bayern Munich wanted him. Probably similar to the way people look at us now with Mourinho, going as if he'd go there.
Klopp probably thought, though, if I can get them back to where they used to be, then that's the biggest. And it's the same thing he did with Dortmund. When he took Dortmund over, they were worse state.
Yeah.
But he had no money, and he took them back. And I'm not saying Mourinho would feel that way, but...
No, but that's what I'm saying. But now, he's available at the moment. Now, for all I know, Everton have spoke to him and he said, I don't want it. I'm not coming. And that's fine. That's fine if that's the way it is. But I don't believe that to be the case. He was banging on about it again yesterday or Sunday. I'd love a job in the Premier League. I want it. I want a club that is ambitious. I want it. And I just think if you've got someone there who is proven and would make a difference, then why wouldn't you go for it?
It's a once in a lifetime thing as well. I remember when we tried to get Bobby Robson in a few times, didn't we? But like we went for him 4 times in his career. And even that last time, when we tried to get him before Newcastle did, he still would have been a brilliant manager. There wouldn't have been any and ahhing, and no one would have gone, well, why would Bobby Robson have gone to you? All right, Bobby Robson didn't win the European Cup a couple of times, but he was still a fantastic manager. You've got to try, haven't you? You've got to try. And sometimes, Mourinho's not the property he used to be. He's just not. The United job's tainted him. Some people think the game's moved on. And we mightn't be the thing we used to be. But you know what's great about Everton, or has been great for some players, is players have gone to places and supposed to be a big success, and it hasn't happened. And then have had to move somewhere else and have got their own success. And we've been very good. And Moyes was brilliant at getting those kind of players, whether it be Arteta or a Pina or a Tim Howard. Someone who's gone somewhere and not fulfilled the potential and then come to Everton, and Everton's been the right time and the right place. Who's to say for Mourinho Everton wouldn't be the right time, right place job for him right now? Because who else is at this moment? And there is talk that Real Madrid want him, but if Pochettino comes available, they'll want him before they'll want Mourinho. So where else is he really going to go? There's not that many more. Who are the attractive jobs? I don't see them, and I don't see these.
Spurs, though, if we don't move.
Of course, Spurs might be, if we might move, and maybe he's waiting for Spurs, but then I don't know. I don't
You don't really know if you ask, isn't it? Owen Park said Moyes is odds on for the favourite for the job. I know we've seen that today, but that's because people...
They haven't got inside knowledge, you know.
People have bet on him. John Byrne says we need a top-class manager in the pipeline, so when Silver is sacked, the next manager steps right in without the break, like what we happened when Koeman was sacked.
100%.
And Tony M says, great show as always, and the Tuesday topic today was brilliant. It's interesting to see how the discussion is shifting towards getting the next level manager. Mourinho or Benitez will be a massive statement of intent, and would love to see what either one would do for us forward with the Everton project. And that's it, isn't it? It's about, what you'd ask yourself is, if you were Farhad Moshiri and you've put a lot of money into the club, you would have expected a return by now.
Yeah.
Coming into the 4th season that he's been here, wouldn't you? You'd expect a return on your money, and there's been no return on investment. We've got into Europe once in that time. We should be in Europe every year. We haven't won a trophy. We haven't got in the Champions League. We're not playing fantastic football, and everyone's waxing lyrical about us. So there's no return on investment. All that's happened is we've signed a shite load of players. We've had to get rid of most of them. We've got good players, I think, in the squad. In fact, I think the squad's good enough for the top 6. It really is. But we're being mismanaged. That's the way it feels now. Players are letting the manager down as well. I'm not getting away from that, of course they are. But maybe it's because he's a bit of a soft touch. Maybe it's because he might be a mate with them. Can you see him going in and going ballistic?
I don't think he is a mate for them, though. I think the problem, maybe one of the problems with Silver is he's not that he's not mates to them, he's just nothing to them. You know, if he's jabbing it away to the rest of his coaching staff in Portuguese, and players are just left to their own devices, and there isn't that, I don't know who's the person who goes in and is it Duncan? Does he feel sidelined by it all?
He's one of about 6 Portuguese fellas there, isn't he?
Duncan? One of 6 Portuguese guys?
He's one in.
Yeah, he's one in.
I meant say there's 4 or 5 of them.
Yeah, he's one in. He's the odd one out.
He's the odd one out.
He's the odd one out.
Which doesn't help him either when people are going, we should be doing it. Or, well, if you're on your own, I mean, I don't know what Duncan does, but if you're on your own and there's everybody else is there, because they will be conversing in their own language, of course they will. At times it will feel like it's a bit of a weird thing. Owen Park says, I'd give anyone a chance if they're Everton manager. Christ, I even gave Koeman a chance and I wasn't in favour of that.
I agree with that, Owen, but you didn't say that. You said, get Blanc in and just give him a chance. Well, I would go and watch the Les Blues documentary
Les Blues,
on Netflix.
Oh, yeah, actually.
Doesn't come off quite a nice guy.
No, doesn't come off quite a good manager in it.
Yeah. Well, he doesn't come off a nice guy either.
No.
It panders to the right wing in France.
Well, it's just there's a lot of...
And I don't think we should have any pandas in football.
No, they're not made for football.
They're not.
Teddy Sass says, we are the perfect chance for Josie to reinvent
We
himself.
are. I agree with that, but we've got to go to him and
convince him.
And
Also, he's got to know how we work now. He's got to be able to go, I'm happy with the sporting director. I watched a lot of his stuff this morning, and he bangs on about the sporting director. I said the biggest thing United need to do now is get a director of football in now. Yep. He said it's the big problem, and it's not going to help. Steve Kelly asked you what happened with Brexit. We're not even going there, Steve, today because I want to do the daily and go home and east.
I don't know what's going to happen. No, I honestly don't.
Well, that's good.
I honestly don't know what's happening because I do know that Boris created a load of shit with that thing just cause so they would knock it back so that he could blame the EU for the reason why we'll go out with no deal. I know that because that's a load of bollocks.
Well, the whole thing is he's trying to get a general election call so that he could then have a go with Corbyn and then take the eye off
They're doing it now, and it's not a very nice thing to say, but this thing with the diplomat that killed the boy, which is terrible. But he's pushing that because he knows that if he pushes that, it keeps... Even the thing with the girl...
the Joe Cox thing.
Even the thing with the girl that he apparently was on the side with. The whole thing is now, did you have an affair with it? No one's saying about all the corruption that was involved and the fact that you got £100,000. It's all about... And that's what he wants. He wants people to say... Because all he has to say is... and she just goes, and they keep asking the questions rather than saying, what about the £100,000 that you give that girl? Which would essentially, if we found that you did that, you would be out on your ear. Same with Trump.
No, not going there. Simon Rouse says, no point looking at a manager like Arteta who hasn't proved himself yet. Just look at what's happening with Ollie. Get Benitez or Josie and they will both be successful here. Their CV dictates that.
A man with a chainsaw just said that. He did. So go and do it.
Come on, Everton. Sign one of them, please, and bring the glory days back to Everton. That is it for today. We've got...
Sorted all problems seem sorted.
Well, why are you saying that now when we're finished?
I'm saying all the problems. It's been good because all the problems...
Good. And why? Because you've got rid of something that wasn't working and couldn't see what it was doing wrong.
I found what it was doing wrong. Yeah. I needed an update on my laptop.
There you go.
Done.
There you go. And the update's name, Jose Rafa. Right, let's go.
It wasn't. It was silver in origin.
Mark Silver it was. See you tomorrow.
Marco Bronze.
See you later.